when it comes to regional civil society networks, one of the good things is that we can think regionally and act locally through the power of the actions which gather us together in the region. And it's important to share that some country-specific stories are the highlight of our activities at national and local level, while we regionally interact to share knowledge and capacities in order to make even bigger impact at local level.
So, as a network, we believe in networking, and we believe that it's important to work together. If you're only one organization, you can raise your voice. But when you are all together, your voice is that much stronger to be working together. And EquaPro, our coalition, is trying to work together to raise issues at a regional level. The EU accession process is happening at a regional level, and the EU likes to follow it with a regional approach. That's why our voice is that much stronger in monitoring what's happening in each country and trying to raise what is good, what is bad, with a comparative approach across the countries. But this also gives us stronger voice in Brussels. We can go there together, we can advocate for changes, we can push for gender equality to be treated not only as a human rights issue, but also as an issue essential to rule of law and economic criteria. We want to see gender mainstreamed throughout the progress reports and throughout the EU accession process. And this coalition together has enabled us to push for that and to make real changes to the EU accession process.
Using regional networks to make local level changes is in the fact that we're trying to use these networks to keep our governments a whole lot more accountable in how they include gender in relation to the EU accession process.
Coming together in regional networks helps women's rights organizations to strengthen their voices, find and offer support, exchange knowledge, good practices, strengthen their advocacy, and amplify the results. Women human rights defenders and activists represent the voices striving for democratic, human rights, and gender equal societies, and as such, everything that they do on local, national, regional level is an integral part of the EU accession process.
Through this action, we've been raising awareness among people of why it matters to them and their lives. We've also worked a lot with institutions and raised their awareness about how they can include gender and attention to gender equality in the policy-making process, of why it's important to engage different women and girls. And another aspect that I think is very important is we're a multi-ethnic and diverse network. So for us, it can't just be 2 or 3 women who are influencing these processes. It needs to be diverse women. So through this action, we've been able to involve women with disabilities, women from minority communities, in coming and talking about the issues that they're facing and how policies related to EU accession can better affect their lives and address the needs that they have. And this is important for them.
Well, it is among top priorities of the EU internal but as well foreign policies, and we should really not think that our societies can be sustainable, can be resilient and European in its essence if we exclude all the or half of the population, which are actually the women. So without including all the people, there is no sustainability and the real European path.
EU accession is a process for citizens, and women represent half of the population in Western Balkan countries. Their rights, concerns, needs have to be reflected in the reforms and processes our countries are going through on their path to becoming members of the European Union. Democratic societies are not possible without women in all their diversity having equal access to resources, decision-making processes, public spaces, and fully enjoying their rights.
Of course, gender equality matters and is very much related to EU accession because it's an issue of human rights. And the entire process of EU integration is related to the rights of the people, to the rights of citizens. This section is very much important and it means a lot for the beneficiaries, for our beneficiaries, because this will change their life, the life of their children, of their families, and it will contribute to their own development and to the entire development of their countries in terms of social and economical level.
I mentioned the EU Progress Report. We especially asked for inclusion of gender equality, gender perspective in all of these chapters, because we have seen in practice how women and the experiences of women in Kosovo were taken a whole lot more seriously once commitments were phrased from the EU for our government through the progress reports. And we think this is a key. Whereas for institutions involved, we have seen how they can really draw from our expertise. The approach we follow is that we want to make sure governments know that, yes, we do have the gender expertise, but this does not alienate us from several officials, gender equality officials, officials working in social services.
I think it is important to have a triangle of cooperation, as we say. So the government can't do it alone, nor can we as civil society, nor can funders and international partners. But the three of us working together as a triangle of cooperation can contribute to real change.
Key message delivered by the Women's Rights Center would be that no matter the extent of success, the EU integration process is a fragile one and can easily backslide if all those concerned are not included.
Women human rights defenders and women's rights organizations are crucial allies in building bridges between institutions and women in Western Balkan countries. Women's rights organizations hold immense expertise in making sure that all policies benefit different groups in the societies. Because of this, a seat on the table for women's rights organizations activists has to be always secured for all policies.
The key message would be to listen and include to the voices of women's civil society organizations, especially grassroots movements. We try to hear what they want, what they need in terms of their everyday experiences and realities, and to translate that into policy recommendations.
Let's say that my key message when it comes to this topic is that investing in gender equality means investing in unlocking the potential of both women and men in the country and giving them equal rights and equal access to all the goods and services that a country can offer.